riverside here. That's the one we're going to do. Look, bloody sun's come out now, typical.
So we're off on a boat trip on that boat.
Queen of the Broads.
Queen of the Broads. Do you know what? I think we need a bigger boat.
Nah, I think that's big enough.
We need it. I've always wanted to do that, you know.
I know.
Big boat. Name the film. All posh tables there.
Yeah. This is nice.
Even a toilet.
Which side do you want?
Don't mind.
This side?
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, it's nice. Get a nice cup of coffee. And you can get drinks.
You can, yeah. Okay, are you looking forward to a boat trip?
I am. Yeah, because we're not steering it. The wind's not going to blow us. Somebody else is steering it who knows exactly what they're doing.
I wonder if they'll let me have a go, have a drive.
No.
Full throttle, handbrake turn round the corner. No? No? Quite a few coming on the boat.
There's quite a few of us, yeah. And he said sit where we want, so we've sat right at the front.
On a posh table.
On a posh table. Because Dave's going to get the coffees.
Yeah. Well, I'll get the coffees.
Alright, so welcome to a fairly wild looking Wroxham Broad. Almost looks like the sea today with the waves on it. And to look at, this looks completely natural, doesn't it? A bit like as natural as the river, really. There's no obvious difference. And that's what people used to assume for many, many years, until in 1960 a scientist, a lady called Dr. Joyce Lambert, made the rather remarkable discovery that far from being natural, all of our broads are actually created by medieval peat diggings, which then flooded due to climate change. So what we now know happened is, if we get back on our time machine and go back more than 1,000 years to the time of the Viking invasions, now at that time we had one of the biggest populations in England due to our thriving wool and spinning trade. And all of these people needed a lot of fuel. The only fuel they had about was wood, and they chopped most of the trees down. So we're a little bit stuck really, bit of a fuel crisis, remember that from a couple of years ago. But the Vikings, they had the solution for this problem, and it wasn't the winter fuel allowance, if you're wondering. No, they taught us about peat digging. Now, peat is this sort of plant matter that gets compressed and preserved in boggy areas, and you dig it out in little blocks called turves, dry it and burn it as a fuel for heating and cooking. And over hundreds of years, vast amounts of this peat were dug out by nothing more than medieval people with a spade. So just imagine if we all got a shovel and started digging, how long this would take to dig out. Hundreds of years, right? And then think there's 63 broads, and that some of these broads are several times bigger than this one, such as Hickling Broad. So a really big area. And this happened particularly intensely between the 12th and the 14th century. And at that time, we've got evidence from our Norman Cathedral, because this was the Norman period, of our Norman Cathedral. Norwich Cathedral used about 400,000 turves of peat every single year. So we're talking about masses being used up. But all this changed at the end of the 14th century. That's because medieval times were much colder than they are right now. And as the climate warmed up more towards how it is today, so the sea levels began to rise. That pushed up the freshwater river levels, which flooded these old peat diggings and created this wonderful waterland we've got today. And it also explains why we've got very shallow water here, because while the rivers are reasonably deep, 6 to 12 foot deep, the Broads, as in the lakes, are only a few feet deep, averagely about chest height, but sometimes only a couple of feet. And the reason for that is because they're only ever dug out by hand and dug out by spades. They weren't dug that deep in the first place. They think on average about 2 metres, maximum of 3 metres. But then, of course, they'd have been silting up over hundreds and hundreds of years. And eventually, if they're not dredged, these Broads will silt up completely and be overgrown by alder-carr woodland. And that's why all of our Broads all of our boats on the Broads rather are very shallow bottom, because if we had a deep keeled seagoing kind of boat, we'd just get stuck in the mud all the time. We need shallow bottom boats so we don't get stuck. Now, talking of boats, over on the right we've got the Norfolk Broads Yacht Club. They've been a sailing club here ever since the 1930s, and they race here every weekend. They also hold some major open regattas, the biggest of which is called Wroxham Week in the last week of July, when hundreds of boats come to this Broad for a fabulous 10 days of racing. So it's a Norfolk Week. That has its history going all the way back to the 1880s, when they used to call it the Wroxham Water Frolic, which I think is a great name of frolic, don't you? Not used nearly enough these days. Now, talking of other old things, up ahead, slightly on our left, there's a big black boat up there. That is the beautiful pleasure wherry Solace. Now, there's only 8 wherries left in the world today, and this is the only one that's actually privately owned. The other 7 are looked after by charities, including the Wherry Yacht Charter Trust. So the Solace here was built in 1903 as a cargo carrying or trading wherry, but halfway through production they realised that the last thing they needed was another trading wherry, because the railways were taking away all the trading business. So at the last minute, they added this little varnished wooden cabin you can see here, and used as one of the very first tourist boats on the Broads in what became known as the pleasure wherry class. And then a few years later, to those rather sleeker looking wherry yachts being made at the Wherry Yacht Charter Trust. See the kids just getting towed back in these little optimist sailing boats. They've just dropped the sails and towing them back, probably because it's getting a bit windy. Then folks, so we're now on Salhouse Broad, and this one is a little bit different to most Broads because it's actually a medieval sand and gravel digging. Okay, so where most Broads are medieval peat diggings, this one was dug out from as early as the 8th century by the Saxons to get building materials to make Saxon round-tower churches, and then flooded in the 14th century, and that's what's left us of that little sandy beach that used to run all the way down that side of the Broad before they put the moorings in. You'll also notice that there's a hill there, and that's where they put all of the waste material when they dug out the Broad. Now that might not look like much of a hill to you if you're not from Norfolk, but being a Norfolk man, that looks like
where George Formby holidayed, isn't it?
Yeah. Look at the grounds on that one. That's the mansion. Some of these places are absolutely amazing. Like you said, you win the lottery.
I like that one. I like that one.
It's just beautiful. You couldn't actually say they get a lot of privacy, could you?
Do you think somebody supports Liverpool?
Do you think somebody might support Liverpool there? That's a beautiful place to live again. Yeah. They're beautiful, aren't they? Somebody doing what you're going to be doing tomorrow? I love the designs of the cottages.
Well, what do you think of that?
Well, that was absolutely brilliant. If you come to the Norfolk Broads, you so need to go on this tour because Ollie, our skipper, shout out to you guys. Thank you so much. Absolutely brilliant, totally informative, and the best way to see the Broads without causing an accident.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well worth the money.
Totally worth the money, really reasonable, staff are super friendly, so yeah,
We
thumbs
did
up.
the 1.5 hour trip, which
We did.
cost for the two of us.
£16 each, so 32 quid. You know, an hour and a half of absolute luxury, total informative information about the nature and how the Broads operate and what it means to obviously the locals. So absolutely fabulous, totally recommend it. Get yourself down.
And the interesting fact, the actual Broad bits, they're only about chest deep in water.
Which we didn't know.
No, we thought they really did.
Yeah, super deceptive.
Yeah. So yeah, really good. So thumbs up from us.